Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Hello, I welcome you to another program in our series, Journey to Islam. Today, on the show to discuss his journey to Islam Ahmadiyya is this man who was born on 21st September 1973 at Nkra Nkonta in the Brunei Ahafo region of Ghana. He joined Islam Ahmadiyya in 1998. Previously, he was a practicing Muslim, but he was not an Ahmadi Muslim. Currently, he is a senior tutor of integrated science at TI Ahmadiyya Senior Secondary School in Kumasi. He holds an MSc in soil science and currently running a PhD program in the same course area. He is in the person of Mr. Abdul Aziz Khalid. Mr. Abdul Aziz, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Could you please tell us your life before Ahmadiyya and whether at that point you were strong in your faith, in the practice of the religion?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We thank Allah for giving us this opportunity. It's true, I was a Muslim before, and I was very strong in my faith, and I was also searching for where the truth is. Because always I had in doubt that Islam, the name means peace. But my people, just small thing, you see that result into fight. Sometimes even when an imam die and they have to get a new imam, it's brought into problem. So I was wondering whether the way we are practicing the Islam, it is true or not. So in fact, always I keep on praying that Allah himself should guide me to the right path. It happened that in 1994, Ahmadis came to our town to preach. So after the preaching, we have been going to them so that we made some discussions. And one of my friends who happened to school in this school, Ahmadiyya Secondary School, was converted. And for that, he left and attended the Ahmadiyya Missionary Training College. So when the people left, they didn't come again. And I was that time too in secondary school. So when I finished secondary school, I proceeded to attend teacher training college at Kibi in the eastern region of Ghana. The Ahmadiyya mosque is closer to our school, but the Orthodox, our mosque was far away. You have to walk for about 30 minutes before you get there. So one day I happened to get out of class late. By the time I get there, they might have finished praying. So then I decided to go and then join the Ahmadis. Previously, because of certain things we have been told about Ahmadiyya, you may not want to go to their mosque and pray. Yes, but when I get in there, in fact, I was very happy seeing what was going on. Because that was the first time I experienced that, not knowing Hutuba, it is a sermon the imam have to deliver in the local language which the people understand. Yeah. Our place, it wasn't like that. The imam will come and just read some portions of Arabic and has finished the sermon. So in fact, that day I enjoyed. But you see, as the nature of human being, the following Friday, I didn't go a day again. I went to our own mosque. So from there, I had some correspondence with that my friend who has attended the missionary training college. Right. He had by then finished and also stationed at Kintampo. So sometimes he would write me and I also write him. So I happened to follow him to Ahmadiyya conference in 1997 to just observe what is going on. And I was impressed by what I saw at the conference. So that from there, I bought Holy Quran and some books there and I started reading. So when I came, I was still going to the Orthodox mosque to pray. So if I'm not able to get out of class early, then I go to the Ahmadiyya mosque. So one day I was sitting down and contemplating. And I was talking to myself that here, if I go, I'm able to learn certain things about Islam, which also try to rejuvenate my faith. Why do I continue to walk some distance to a place where, when I go, the Imam just recited some portion of Arabic, which
and that closes the sermon.
That closes the sermon. So then I decided to stop, and always I was going to Ahmadiyya mosque. So from there, they encouraged me to take the bayat, and I did so. and I became an Ahmadi.
So could you please tell us the exact incident that took you into Ahmadiyya?
Okay, the exact incident that took me to Ahmadiyya, I would say it was the prayers I was offering that Allah guided me to go to the mosque. And when I went there too, it is the way the Imam is able to deliver his sermon in the local language, which the people to understand and able to also work with what the Imam is saying. And when I went to the conference too, I saw that the way and manner people have gathered there and the way the peaceful atmosphere at the conference site, all these things impressed me, and I decided to join the community. And most especially what impressed me most is the Juma prayer, because that was the first time I saw that the sermon at Juma can be delivered in the local language. Yes.
Previously, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that, because all along our people, the Imam would just read some few Arabic verses and that is the end. And we have finished Juma prayers.
When you realized this, and then did you communicate to other people?
Yes, I was having some friends at the even Khalid when I was even sending them to the Ahmadiyya Mosque to also witness what is going on, and they were all impressed. So sometimes all of us will not go there, but rather we go to the Ahmadiyya Mosque to perform Juma. But unfortunately, they couldn't become Ahmadis. Yes.
Maybe they were not convinced enough.
Yes.
Or what do you think?
Okay, some of them, not that they were not convinced, but some of them, because of influence from their family, that is why they couldn't join the community.
So now I'm coming to that. You in particular, when you decided to join Ahmadiyya, were you still free with your family?
Okay, you see, for my father, he passed on in 1990, so he is not around. He was dead by that time. But the rest of my family, we stayed there with my mother and my other siblings. And I have other cousins too that at the place. So when I became an Ahmadi and I went home, they were giving me pressure to stop. But I'm one person, if I'm able to recognize something that I think it is better for me, there's no amount of way that can take me, or nothing can take me out of it. So I became resolute. And even they went and brought some malam, which we all revere that time. For him, we see him to be a learned man. When he says something, everybody obey. So that he should come and talk to me so that I rescind my decision. So when he came, he started talking. I'm such a person that if you are talking to me, I listen to you. So I was very quiet listening to the man. So they all thought the man had been able to convince me, and in the end, I'm going to give up Ahmadiyya. So when he finished, one thing I did when I converted, that time, the missionary there, he has also completed mission training not long ago. So I'll go to him, take some of his notes, then also write. And I can also read that. I can also read the Holy Quran in Arabic and those things, then compare the English version, and I'll be reading. So I was able to take some hadiths and some Quranic verses that says that the Imam Mahdi has come. And that talks about the death of Jesus Christ and all those things. So when the man started talking, I also tried to cite some of the instances telling him that the reason why I have accepted Ahmadiyya, that the Isa bin Maryam, that people are thinking that he is living in heaven. He is not in heaven. He has died a natural death, and tried to also give him instances about the coming of Imam Mahdi and the signs that show that Imam Mahdi has come. So when I finished, the man told them that they should leave me alone. And one interesting thing is that now the man saw me to be a scholar. So I remember when one of my uncles passed on, it was time for Zul prayers. Yeah. And they're going to pray. And they had wanted to bring the corpse around the mosque so that after the prayers, then we say janazah for him and then we go and bury the person. So that man is now consulting me that, is it good? They've not seen me to be a scholar, and they've left me alone. And sometimes they will come to me and ask me certain questions. And I was alone as an Ahmadi in the town, because the other guy who converted in 1994, he is now a missionary and he has left.
Since you converted to Islam, have you seen Islam Ahmadiyya? Have you seen any changes in your life?
Yes, much changes. Because now, as an Ahmadi, even when I go home, they themselves testify that the way I do things is now different from how I used to be. Because now, if I go to mosque, I listen to the khutbah of the imam, and I've been able to also get so many books, the books of the Promised Messiah, on some of the Hulafa. And now, because of that too, I'm able, when I read the Holy Quran, I'm able to understand it very well. And that has changed so many things, the way I do things and everything totally.
Yes. What was your belief before you became an Ahmadi Muslim of what people say that Ahmadis have their own Qurans and Hadiths?
Okay.
So I would want to know if that is true then, or whether when you were converting to Islam Ahmadiyya, you came with your Holy Quran, or you now use the Ahmadi Quran.
See, that was what people have been saying about Ahmadiyya. But when I became an Ahmadi, I saw that all these things are not true. You see, even that time, people are even saying that Ahmadis don't believe in Holy Prophet Muhammad and other things. I quite remember when I became an Ahmadi, one day I was in the house with my mother, and they were preaching on radio, and one friend had visited my mother, and my mother was saying that these people are Ahmadis. And when they said Muhammad, the people responded, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The woman said, hey, today I've heard something I've never heard before. And I asked the woman why. He said, hey, the Ahmadis too are saying Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I asked the woman, who told you that they don't say it? He said, that is what people have been saying. But I asked him, have you get near an Ahmadi before? He said, no, but I heard that people say they don't say it. He said, then don't conclude. I am now an Ahmadi. And we believe in the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And if you want people in this world today who follow the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad and who love him from the bottom of their heart and who want to champion the cause of Islam, then you can get no other people than people who call themselves Ahmadis. Then the woman was dumbfounded. So those beliefs were there, people had it, but it is never true. They are all allegations.
So how has your link with God increased?
Now as an Ahmadi,
Yes.
I try to do tahajjud a lot, and that has strengthened my faith. And now even if I'm even walking around and everything, all what comes into my mind is how things that I can do to help Islam to spread. And that has helped me a lot, because one our movie said you don't have to leave your mind blank all the time. You must try to remember God, because if you leave it blank, then Satan pounds on it. And that advice I've taken it, and that helps me always to think about good things I can do to help the cause of Islam, and that has molded me well, and it trying to help me to be distant from sin and try to do what is right, so that I will be at peace with my Creator.
So now your link with God has increased. How have you been able to cause other people to get that link?
Yes, because now I've been able to establish Jamaat in my hometown. When I was alone, now if you go there, we have Jamaat there. Because when I went back after training college, so I converted when I was a student.
When you say Jamaat, what does that mean?
Jamaat means congregation. I have people. And now, when I went home, I saw that I must also establish Jamaat so that I get people who I can pray with. So what I used to do is that at that time, the Christians, what they do is at dawn, they stand at places and be preaching. So I adapted that procedure. So around 4 o'clock, I wake up and then stand at a vantage point and be preaching. So if it gets into Fajr, then I'll come back home and then pray. I used to do that. Then my mother and my siblings too, I started talking to them. For my mother, I didn't even talk much. What he told me that if you have become an Ahmadi, then I believe that Ahmadiyya is right, and I've also accepted. And all my siblings too accepted, except my eldermost brother, who is still non-Ahmadi. But all others, they have now accepted Ahmadiyya, and I was able to get some friends who I was talking to, and they also joined the Jamaat. So in, I think, 1st June, 15th June 2001. That is the day we made our first Juma at the town. So now I've been able to.
So 3 years after your conversion, you were able to
establish the Jamaat in my home.
So now you are an Ahmadi Muslim. Your brother is not. Your senior most brother is not. So what is your relationship with him?
Oh, we have good relations.
Don't you despise him because he is not an Ahmadi?
No. You don't. I don't do that. We have very good relations with him. Yes, and we do. If I go home, we do everything together. We eat together, do everything together.
Is it you in person that doesn't do that, or other Muslims, other Ahmadi Muslims, equally do not?
Or Ahmadis per se, they don't have problem with any other people, regardless of their faith. Ahmadis are ready to welcome everybody. So I've also adapted that from them. So it is not me alone that is doing that. That is the behavior of all Ahmadis all over the world, those I've interacted with.
Is that supposed to be from the Holy Quran?
That is the teachings of the Holy Quran and the Hadith. Where the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was at Medina, there were Jews and the pagans there. He didn't have any problem with them. They all stayed there, and even they made laws, and Holy Prophet said that each and everyone is going to deal with him according to his belief. And that is Islam. That's why I'm saying that it is Ahmadis who are following the resume of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Yeah. Could you please tell us your impressions about the Ahmadiyya community compared to what you heard before your conversion?
For this one, if I want to say it, you can't end today. But I'll say some few things.
Right.
You see, Ahmadiyya is a community which is well structured, which is well organized, because we have leadership. Because we have leadership, we take instruction from our leaders. So everything that we do, we make sure we don't go by the structure, we don't go away from the structures of the Jamaat. But in other where I was before, we have nothing like that. The people in the community, that is the end. Sometimes they claim that they have district chief imam, regional chief imam, national chief imam, and others, but they don't have any link. Because if there is some problem at the grassroots, those people doesn't even hear to come and then solve those problems. But it's not like that in Ahmadiyya. In Ahmadiyya, if there is problem at Jamaat level and the Jamaat cannot solve it, they make sure it will be sent to the circuit level. And if it's from the circuit level, it goes to the regional before the national. And there is no problem that will run from Jamaat, circuit, region, and it will not be solved. So you see that because of that, there's orderliness in the system. And that is making Ahmadiyya unique from all other Muslim sects today. Because of that institution of Khilafat we have. So, and that, I'm so much impressed about it. Because you can never get it in any other religion as we have in this world today. It is only Ahmadiyya that you can find that orderliness. And I'm so much impressed about that.
So now you've outlined the importance of leadership in Islam. And do you have any intentions of leaving Islam Ahmadiyya?
Ahmadiyya, to leave it to other faith.
Yes, that is what I'm asking.
How can that be possible? It cannot be possible. The Holy Quran has said, "Allazina jahadu fina la nahdiyannahum subulana." Allah Almighty says that those who intend searching for the truth, who want our signs, who want to follow us, I have decreed that I will guide those people to the right path. I quite remember when I was very young, I was searching for God. And sometimes, if things are going to happen, Allah has a way of communicating to people. When I completed even JSS, I got admission into this very school, Ahmadiyya Senior School, I'm teaching now. But my grandfather, who was to send me here, he was told that if he brings me to Ahmadiyya Secondary School, I will be converted to Ahmadi. And I was not brought. And lo and behold, God has made me an Ahmadi. That tells you that because I was searching for truth, that's why Allah has guided me to this faith. So if I'm so lucky enough for Allah to have this great mercy on me to guide me into this faith, then why should I stop? There is nothing that can take me away from this faith. I'm prepared to die as an Ahmadi, no matter the circumstances. I'm prepared to die as an Ahmadi. There's nothing that can take me from this faith. I'm prepared to sacrifice everything that I have for the cause of Ahmadiyya. And that's exactly what I pray for always, that Allah should give me that strength, that whether my children, my property, my own life, I'm able to sacrifice it for the cause of Islam Ahmadiyya, and I'm prepared to do that.
Now, since your conversion, have you encountered any downs? By downs, I mean any bad times?
Like opposition from others or?
Yes, and even within your life.
My life. Yes, for example, if I'll talk about the position first. When I got the Jamaat, that time we were all young ones, we have nothing, no money, nothing. And where to start our Juma prayers was a problem. So we saw that one man was having a land that is debt free, he had not done anything on it. So we went to the man and informed him that we are also Ahmadis and now we want to start Juma prayers. So he should give us the land so that we rent a temporary shed on the land and start praying there so that we will find a permanent place. So the man agreed. So we went to the bush, cut bamboo and palm fronds and others in order to erect the shed. So when we started doing that, some group of the other Muslim sects saw it, and the man belongs to that sect. And they went to the man and informed him that you should not allow us to do those things there because we are not Muslims. And lo and behold, the man too agreed and he said we should stop. We begged. The man didn't allow us to do. And there was one guy who joined the Jamaat. One of our Malams who was teaching us when we were young, he informed him that he has heard that I have started Ahmadiyya in the town. So the guy said, if that is true, he's going to join the Jamaat. So I was just in the house and he came and he took the bayat. So that guy, to where he was sleeping, it was the grandfather who built that place, and formerly he used that as a storage place because he was a purchasing place of cocoa. So that's where he stored his cocoa. And it's very big place. I said we should go and perform the Juma there. And we started our Juma prayers there. And aside that, for my own personal destiny, the up and down, I would say maybe it is maybe in business. Sometimes I do farming a lot. And maybe it is that aspect. Sometimes you grow crops and what you may be thinking you get out of it, sometimes you see that maybe you run at a loss and you not get anything. But all those things, I see it as an experience that maybe God wants to take you to a certain level. He wants you to learn certain things before you achieve that.
Yes. Now, do you think the Ahmadi sect is the only sect in Islam?
No, that is not the only sect. We have other sects. Like,
by only sect, I mean is Ahmadi sect Islam and no other sect?
Oh, for if you as I've already alluded to, if you want Islam, then it's Ahmadiyya. If you want Islam today, it's Ahmadiyya. Because as I said earlier, Islam means peace. But if you want peace, then you cannot get it anywhere except in Islam Ahmadiyya. Well, that is where you have the system, the structures put in place. And because we have one leader, everything that we do is peace. So if there are other sects and there can be problems and small things can result into raffle, then those people cannot call themselves Islam. And one thing also you must understand is that the Holy Prophet Muhammad was one time talking about the end days, things that will happen. Yeah. And one of his companions, Huzaifa, asked him, if I see all these things, what should I do? Then he told him that if you see those things, what will save you is to try and find the Muslims that have Imam and follow them and their Imam. And he asked him, if I'm unable to see those people, what do I do? He said, then it's better for you to leave all other sects and go and stay in the forest. And even if it is the roots of trees that you are going to eat and survive, do that before death overtakes you. So that means any other sect that doesn't have that one imam, one leader in this world, Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we shouldn't join that Jamaat. That's what convinced me that now if you want Islam, that is Ahmadiyya. If you leave Ahmadiyya, you can't find Islam anywhere again.
All right. So without Ahmadiyya, there's no Islam.
There's no Islam.
Now your last words
My last words,
to the viewers.
the viewers should understand that now, religion, if one wants to enjoy in religion and want to have special satisfaction, you can't get it anywhere than to come and join the community of the promised Messiah alayhi wasallam. Because Allah Almighty has informed his prophet and he has informed us that Imam Mahdi, when he comes, he is the one who is going to bring the lost glory of Islam and all other religions back. So that is what others must think, that they cannot have any other thing, any good thing in religion unless they come and join Islam Ahmadiyya. So I'm advising them that what I have seen in Ahmadiyya, they must also come and experience those things. Because if everybody in the world now tries to understand Islam Ahmadiyya and we all give the Khalifa the reverence as Ahmadis are giving to him, that alone will ensure world peace. So if you want peace in the world, then you must come and obey the promised Messiah and his Khalifa, and peace will reign in every part of the world. And there is nobody who will suffer in life, and we will build heaven here on earth.
All right. Thank you very much. This is all that time will allow us, and we hope and pray that in the nearby future we are able to meet you again, and we can further discuss issues regarding Islam in general. All right, viewers, this is all that time will allow us. We have learned a lot from Mr. Abdul Aziz Khalid today, and then he has made mention of a lot of things and clarified a lot of issues to us. And he has also made it clear that no matter what, he is not going to abandon the Ahmadiyya sect. And that Ahmadiyya is unique because of the institution of Khilafat, and that satisfaction of the soul in spirit can only be found in Ahmadiyyat. Until next time, when we see you again in some of our productions, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.